Hey guys, Savage Joy with Real Progress and Action. I am so sorry. For two reasons. Number one, Nate Sliver slash Peter Douche slash Pat the Burner slash Pat Coat is supposed to be live with me right now. We literally tried for over half an hour to get his computer to connect with mine, and for some reason, I mean, he's been on my show many, many times, but it was not working. So I told him to please at least join the comments so he can, at least get in here and add his commentary. Um, I see some people joining. Let me fuck around while I'm waiting for more people to join, and I want to see. Let's see, is there a way to add? Let me see if I do this. Okay. All right. So, douche, come in here. Let me see if I can. Let me see if it'll let me add him. Oh, okay, Dylan, you thought Bernie was the winner? It's funny because even like people like freaking Chris Matthews are saying that, which is kind of insane because he just said that Bernie was literally going to shoot people in Central Park. So to hear him say that he won the debate is makes me paranoid. I don't know what's coming up. I'm just texting Pat here. Oh, Bonnie, you missed a gem. So, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. What a shit show. Oh my God. Oh my God. Everybody was attacking everyone. And I'm not just like saying it was like, um, like, oh, you Bernie bro. Like I'm telling you, like people were attacking each other. And I was like, holy shit. Oh, thank you, Nigel. That's amazing. Thank you. Um, yeah, oh my God. So I think one of the things that stands out to me the most is, well, not the most necessarily, but I'm thinking like off the top of my head, it was so bananas how Amy Klobuchar was so flustered. It was giving me such bad anxiety. Like she was literally shaking, and like more so than usual though. Um it was so uncomfortable. I don't know I don't even know with her. I think she's like absolutely done. Um After tonight, I don't know. I mean, we've kind of said that before, but Warren absolutely dominated her without question. And she actually went at Amy a few times, which was kind of entertaining, but um this was Liz's best debate. I do think it will give her a push, unfortunately, because I cannot stand her, as you guys know. Um, uh, you know, Nate's liver said Bernie got destroyed. You know what? Don't be salty because you can't get your electronic shit together. Let me see if I can add you in. Nah, it won't let me. Boo. I'm sorry. Son of a bitch. So yeah, I mean, Liz had a few zingers, and because of that, I think it's absolutely safe to assume she had someone guiding her. She was prepped by someone way stronger. Um, because Liz has never had that kind of confidence or that kind of um energy. Of course she brought the I grew up in Oklahoma, and my daddy said, Aunt B, and all that bullshit. Um, but it's you know she's just so fake. It kills me because when Liz is talking about stuff like, oh, we need to ban fracking, and talking about natural gas and all this stuff, it leads me back to Dapple. Where were you? Why now are you acting like you're so environmental? Why now are you choosing to stand up for people of color? You haven't. You haven't stood up for the Palestinians when you were giving Gaza props. Or Israel, or, you know, indigenous peoples that you've offended. You haven't done these things. So, but now all of a sudden you say it on the stage and you're saying it to Bloomberg. So, of course, everyone's clapping, but people shouldn't be clapping because it's you saying it. That's the thing. I mean, she got in these yes queen moments, so there's going to be some women who are just like, oh my God, queen, this is amazing. But like, make no mistake, it was incredibly rehearsed, everything. Her and Pete had the audacity to mock revolution numerous times. And all I could think was, you know what, guys? You wish you had one. You wish that you had over 1 million volunteers, and you wish, that you had people moving across the country to states they've never been in so they could go door to door for you. You wish that people got your name and your face tattooed on their arms. Like, you wish you had that kind of commitment, and you don't. So don't disrespect us, because this is our lifestyle. This isn't even burning. We're activists, period. We're activists. And that's why we have so many volunteers, because like when I went to Iowa for 5 weeks, like every single person I met volunteering for the campaign was like, oh yeah, I organize this. Every single person already was an organizer. No other campaign has that. Don't even try. It's not possible. No other campaign has people flying to the United States from other countries just so they can help us knock on doors, because they know if Bernie wins the presidency, it's advantageous for other countries as well. So, by them mocking the word revolution, y'all were the same people who complained that 80 million people didn't leave their house on election day, but you're disrespecting people who have millions of people who will go to those polls and make sure every single person does as well. Bernie is right. We will need a revolution to get Trump out of office. We will. And that's why we're doing well, because we have that foundation. It's really, it's hilarious to see them scramble, but then when you see them scramble, it's also scary because they're coming up with more and more tricks to fuck us over. I mean, it's not paranoia. It's been proven over and over. It looks like we're 9 points ahead in Nevada still, and the caucus is in 3 days. Will it pan out that way? I don't know, because they're using an app that has not been tested. Totally okay. Speaking of the DNC, the last question they asked before tonight at the debate before closing statements was, do you think that the person with the most delegates should win at the convention? And there were 6 people on the stage. All 5 of them said no. One of them said yes. Could it be the person who's polling the best in the states is the one who said, yes, they should? The reason all five of the other ones said no is because they clearly see Bernie as being able to win the most delegates. Don't say one person, one vote and cry about the electoral college if you're cool with super delegates, because you're a hypocrite. Both ways are undemocratic, period. Um, so and it just reminds me of, one of the reasons I love Bernie so much is he is not afraid to stand alone. You see him on that debate stage and you see all the people on there say they're against something and they'll be like, Bernie, do you agree? And he'll say, no. He is not. That's why his code name for Secret Service was Intrepid. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, he is so brave. Now, I know I've met him a bunch of times. I know, I get it. I've met Jane several times. I've talked to her. I understand that, he has his fears. He has his sleepless nights. I get it. But when it comes to taking on Trump and things like that, he does not stutter. Biden, Klobuchar, Warren, they stutter. Literally. And he will exploit the hell out of that. If you think Trump will go on the debate stage and be easy on someone like Warren, hell no. He will destroy her. First of all, because she capitulated to his racism by doing her DNA test. She already gave him the upper hand. Also, she's voted for his military budgets, things like that. He has the upper hand on her. Amy, tonight, she always gets frazzled, but Amy tonight, like, she literally was about to burst out crying. And she was sticking her finger in Pete's face and everything. It was kind of funny, to be honest, but she was insanely frazzled. I mean, Pete was going at her, and some of the stuff he was saying was true. The other stuff I'd have to research. I'm not entirely sure. But again, when you deliver zingers, it's like, cool, I wanted to say that, but then it's like, consider the source. This isn't fair. Joe is a mess. He always has been. But yeah, I mean, the way he stutters and he mixes up his words, and he got protested again by an immigrants organization. Let me see some of the quotes I typed out. Let me see. Because I was trying to, sometimes it's easier just to tweet quotes than write them down. Okay, so Chris Matthews, for those just joining, actually said that Bernie won, and that he's the same dude that last week said that Bernie was going to go to Central Park and shoot people. So that's interesting. So it looks like the group who protested Biden tonight, they started protesting and yelling things during his closing statement. And it's a group called Races Action, RAICES Action, chanting "Don't look away" and "No kids in cages," because of the 3 million deportations under Joe and Obama that people love to forget about. So, okay, Pete said polarizing 7 times. Most of them were in regard to Bernie. He kept saying the most polarizing candidate. Let me see what else. Okay, here's none of us like Klobuchar, but here's something very telling. Moderator said, "How do you plan to help all of the dreamers?" Amy said, "By getting elected, getting rid of Trump." That is the exact mindset that will set us back like so far. People like her, white, and just white, they don't, and well off, they don't comprehend that things were not great before Obama or before Trump. They weren't. Saying, "I just want to go back to the way things were," that's elitist. That's just stop. No. You're trying to tell me you can go up to immigrants right now and they'd all be like, "Oh yeah, just get rid of Trump. Everything's cool. Everything's good." Yeah, nothing to change. The same people feared being deported under Obama. I hate to break it to you. So Andrew Yang ended up being hired as a commentator on CNN tonight. I was looking at some of his tweets. He seems to really like Bloomberg. Interesting. Let me see. Bernie makes a turnout argument. R.E. Bloomberg kind of mild. Elizabeth goes much more sharply at Bloomberg. He's like, oh my God. It looks like Buttigieg is after Bernie tonight. Okay, you gonna stick up for him? You gonna say anything? Because you're the one that said, "Oh, he's one of my heroes. He's one of the top 3 people who I look up to." All this shit, and like that you were gonna vote for him again, and all that shit. But you're not gonna defend him. I called this shit because the second they said he was gonna do commentary for CNN, I'm like, now's your chance. You're going to show us if you really do support us, or you're just going to let people talk shit and not say a damn thing. Well, we found out. Let me see what else. Oh, one of my favorite things Bernie said was that he said, "It wasn't you that made your billions. I think some of your workers had a hand in that," to Bloomberg. I screamed. So good. So good. So Amy goes, "I believe in capitalism." And the audience clapped. Cheers to that. That's just freaking great. They asked Bernie, of course, about his medical records, because that's the new "where are your taxes," even though Bloomberg said he doesn't have his. So they asked Bernie about his medical records because of his heart. And, he said, "I've released 4 statements, 2 from cardiologists, 1 from the Senate's doctor that I've been going to for 31 years, and some PCP one, I think." And and then all the candidates said, well, he should release his actual records. And he said, "I've released the same exact thing that all of them have released, actually more." And they're like, "Well, they didn't just have a heart attack." And I'm thinking, Joe Biden literally had 2 brain aneurysms. So can we see some like neurologist stuff? Like, because the way they're going at Bernie is so just ableist. It's so ableist. And as someone who's worked in healthcare for over a decade, I'm going to tell you guys, he does not have to release anything. He doesn't have to. He's not obligated to. Even Obama didn't release anything more than a doctor summary. I will be damned if I ever released my medical records to the public. I'm not running for president, but still, I would never do that. It's like you just got statements from 4 doctors saying he's okay, and he challenged you to do the 3, 4, 5 events a day with him, and you're still saying no, we want medical records. Medical records aren't going to say shit, because the progress reports is what matters, because it's in the state of his health today, not a year ago, not 5 years ago. His state of health today is what matters, and that's been presented. It's really like, look, you just hate him. Like, let's just, it's that easy. You don't care about his taxes. You don't care about his health care. You don't, or his health. You don't care. You don't. You simply just hate him, and you want anything to go at him about. They stated that one of the, Medicare for all is bad because it takes out the choice. Bernie's going to kick X amount of people, off of their health care. Well, I'm going to make the point that Obamacare actually was not a choice. Obamacare actually was detrimental for many people, poor people, especially poor people of color, who lost their doctors and became uninsured because they could no longer afford insurance, then had to be penalized on their taxes for not having insurance. That's not choice. That's a hostage situation. That's pay for this insurance with these people who are completely, rich anyway, or you're going to pay. What's going on with Jay Leno? I'm so confused. What about Jay Leno? Rob, it's simply because it's literally simply because everyone else is scared that Bernie will end up with the most delegates, so that'll come back to haunt them. So yeah, it's pathetic. Bernie said this is yeah, this dude's awesome. This Brian dude, he's really busy. So he came in to share. It's not distracting at all though, dude. Don't worry about it. So anyway, so let's see. So Bloomberg came out with something stating that everyone, that Bernie is, close to winning, and is someone gonna get this dude out of here? Like, anyone from my team, please. He's distracting as fuck. Oh my god. What? I'm online. So Now I forgot what I was saying. Sorry, guys. Someone block this dude. Okay, there. I put him in a timeout. Take that. But anyway, so the debate overall, it was only 2 hours. It definitely could have been 3. But I mean, it was a lot of yelling. It was a lot of arguing. Needed to be said, but it was said by people that like I don't respect or like. Joe Biden tried to go at Bernie about guns and it failed miserably. Nathan, if Amy, I at one point my husband said that too. He and I were just looking at each other like, oh my God, Amy's gonna bitch slap Pete. Like, she's gonna bitch slap him. She looked like she was, like, I was like, if she has staplers, it is on. Like, it's on, period. It's going down. Pennsylvania for Bernie. Let me look at my notes. Let's see what else. Bernie held his own though, and you know, he spoke so fiercely. Yeah, stapler straight up. Like, let me see. Okay, so a few things they did not talk about tonight that I wish they would have. This morning, an article came out that said that Liz will be accepting PAC money again. Shocker. I called it last week and I said, she's lost over 30% of her donations. She's got to get this one final kick, you know, this one, you know, last hurrah. She's going to need money to do it. So, I mean, obviously she was full of shit the whole time. We all knew that. So I wanted them to ask her about it. They didn't, of course. I also wanted them to ask Pete why he again has stated that African American people have endorsed him who have not. He honestly thinks we don't have the internet. Honestly. It's bananas. Like, these people are, you know, he's claiming these people are endorsing him, and we Google it, and it's really not difficult to find out that A, some weren't even African Americans, some were white, and B, didn't endorse him. It's so pathetic. It is so pathetic. It looks worse faking endorsements than not having any. Sorry, dude. That I am really looking forward to seeing Pete absolutely bomb in South Carolina because, as you know, he's always pulled with 0% with people of color, like over a year that he's been running. Unless he's up to his tricks again, and in which case, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. So, let me see what else. Liz, she definitely took her digs at Bernie. Shocker. So she said, one of the things that really pissed me off was she said candidates are responsible for their supporters. Okay, so here's the thing. Some of you guys know what happened to me Saturday. Saturday, I was at an event. It was a caucus in Pennsylvania. We were doing a mock caucus for an organization for the first step of their endorsement process. And a Vote Blue No Matter Who guy came up to me, put his hands on me, got up in my face, and started yelling at me. And grabbed my arms several times and looked at me with so much hate, I honestly thought he was going to punch me. When I shared this on Twitter, I have had Warren supporters come and say it is my fault because Bernie bros are mean online. Not me. It had nothing to do with me personally. I deserved for a dude to put his hands on me because you dealt with a few people who were mean on Twitter. They all came from Warren supporters, every single one of those comments. And I have screenshots. Yeah, I got victim blamed by women who said it was my fault. Like, it's so gross. Like, that's why I didn't even want to post it, because I was like, some people are going to come out and say like ignorant shit, but I wanted to, first of all, I was shaken. I was genuinely shaken. And so I wanted to, and then I wanted to like warn my friends, like people have like legit Trump deranged syndrome. And the fact he was literally saying to me, tell me you're going to vote blue no matter who, or I swear to fucking God, you know, stuff like that. And I'm just like, there, like, you know, I just froze. I didn't know what the hell to say or do. And I'm describing this and I'm being told it's my fault. I'm just like, aren't you the same people who are like supposed to be like, yay, pussy hat, women, all that shit, like, and then telling me it's my fault? The fact that it was women just infuriated me even more, because I'm like, why would you tell someone it's your fault? So yeah, when you know, Warren's like, you're accountable for your followers. Listen, and Bernie was like, check this out. How about that? Exactly. We have a file of over 1,000 screenshots of things we've gotten. Yeah, nobody helped me. People saw, but nobody helped me. Nobody came over and intervened. Nobody. I made eye contact with a woman who was standing about 3 feet away. Nothing. That was what bothered me the most. Like, is it because you don't support Bernie? Is it because you are, you know, you think I'm garbage? Like, why wouldn't you step in and just say, you know, get the fuck off of her? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And quite honestly, it's giving me horrible anxiety about going up to people to talk to Bernie. You know, I knocked on hundreds of doors in Iowa, hundreds. And now I'm worried about doing it because I'm scared that I'm going to go up to someone and they're going to be vote blue no matter who, and they're going to grab me and yell in my face. And maybe next time they will hit me. I don't fucking know. So the fact that it's being blamed on me is really disgusting. And I thought about deleting it and stuff, but it went viral. And I'm like, you know, I'm just going to keep it up there because people need to see that it's not Bernie bros. But in any case, oh, I wasn't alone, Roxanne. That's the problem. I had a bunch of friends that were there. That's why, oh my God, it's so bananas. Like, I keep replaying it in my head. It was so jacked up. I digress. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Let me see what else happened on the debate. Oh, so Bernie said, you know, we literally have 10.6 million followers on Twitter. More than actually more than all Dem candidates combined. So, and he said 99.9% of our movement is about love, hope, and solidarity. So, no, I don't believe that, and then he was talking about, bots and stuff too, because how many times do we find these people bashing us and saying Bernie Bros, and we go and click on their account and it's got like 6 follows and stuff? Some of those accounts are fake. And we know this, and they're created to create discourse. So anyway, Bernie had our back, and he said, he said straight up, you should see the most disgusting, hateful things that people send to some of the African American women on my team. He said, I won't even repeat some of the ones we've seen. And that's, I won't even get into it because it makes me so upset. But he mentioned Nina, and it breaks my heart. Like, he mentioned Nina and Jane, and it's just like, and the last time I met Jane, we actually talked about that in person, her and I privately, that she said, we may not comment on all the posts and everything, but we see them, and you guys would not believe the amount of hate, just pure hate, in emails and letters and phone calls that we get. And your comments and letters and emails are what keep us going. And she started choking up, and it broke my heart because I've interviewed over 150 candidates. It's not often I get to see someone that raw and that open and that transparent. And Jane is just a beautiful, beautiful soul. She's so genuine and so kind, and I just love her to pieces. She's incredible. So I mean, it was heartbreaking to have her open up and share, just how many ugly things they have to deal with. And I was so glad that Bernie stated that. I was so glad that Bernie said, you know what? 99.9% of our movement is amazing. And if anyone said that, I disown them. They are not part of our movement. They're not. I disown them. He literally said, I disown them. And then he's like, well, if you disown them, then blah, blah, blah. And he's like, something like, I don't know. He was trying to say that you create what they bring, what comes out of them, like trying to insinuate that Bernie was the one that was creating this ugliness in them. And it was basically like disgusting. Dina, I've seen that too. I have seen that. I have seen, funeral memes like talking about Bernie, and it's so heartbreaking because I'm like, not only, I've never said that about anyone. I am so careful. I've been on Twitter 13 months. I have never said to someone, fuck you, you're an asshole, you're a piece of shit. I purposely do not do stuff like that because I know that I am in some ways representing the movement. I get it. But at the same time, then I don't like seeing my family. Bernie's my family. You guys are my family. So when someone comes out there and says this and this person, such and such, and they are absolutely destroying someone from our movement, like Bree Joy and stuff, I can't handle that shit. I'm like, no, they are, like, literally, people are trying to get you healthcare, trying to save the planet, you know, and you're seriously bashing them and wishing harm and death on them. That is so incredibly fucked up. Whether you support Bernie or not, you still cannot disagree that he's doing everything in his power to help humanity. Even people who can't stand him always admit he's honest and he has, a good heart and good intentions. Jeffrey, I haven't either. Like, okay, I have 15,000 followers on Twitter. 95% of them are burners, guaranteed. Probably more than that. I don't see that shit. I don't see that shit. I don't see it from burners. To me, I have gotten a million times more hate than from white women libs than I ever have from Trump supporters. And that's the damn truth. Like, white, middle-aged, well, I'd say white women 30 to 55. Those are the ones that absolutely just trash us all the time. It's so gross and frustrating. And they're the ones who will not, come out and be called out. I mean, they won't. Yeah, exactly. Christina, like, we're the ones calling them out. Nobody else will, and we're divisive when we said it. Let's see what else. Okay, so the one moderator said, this was pretty hilarious because it's true. Amy Klobuchar, 24 African Americans were killed by police during your time serving, and nothing happened. And that is so true. I've actually looked into that. So that's pretty exciting. That somebody actually called her out on it. Of course she got incredibly nervous and okay. Yeah, dude, I'm married, so I'm good. I'm good. Thanks though. That's why I do it. Just like what's her face said, I do it for the boys. Jesus. Hell. Oh my god. I can't even. Oh my god. Well, unfortunately, I cannot stand Liz Warren, but she did have a good night, and I think that she will get more votes because of tonight. I mean, that's absolutely a given. She will. She had a good performance. Andy, I don't know. Some guy was making comments about me, and yeah, I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, Liz had a good night, but at the same time, as someone who's so incredibly knowledgeable about, her past, her plans, her everything, I could tell she was coached. And it was just very, very fake. She's unfortunately she's not a progressive. I'm not sure what progressive means to you, but she's not. And she also started taking super PAC money again today. So that's certainly not progressive. Yeah, I would actually really love to see her history of helping fighting for the working class. I would really love to see that. Um, yeah, I mean, she also told her people they were gonna be union a year ago, and that still hasn't happened. So, um, yeah, I mean, there's like literally nothing you could say to get me to support Liz. Like literally nothing. Um, um, so let's see what else. Oh, so okay, so Mike decided to uh how should I say? Mike decided to throw in and insinuate that Bernie is a communist. And then Bernie was like, "Whoa, whoa." He did his whoa whoa with his finger in the air. And they called on him and he goes, "Hey Mike, that was a low blow." It was pretty amazing. And he quoted MLK Jr. when he said that they have socialism for the rich and rugged capitalism for the poor. And um it's so true because when you tell people that MLK Jr. considered himself a socialist, they get so upset. But all you have to do is look at his writing. He says it. He was absolutely a democratic socialist. He admittedly. Um, so they love to, give MLK Jr. props, but then say stuff like, I'm capitalist in my bones. Um, yeah, I mean, I wasn't okay with her since 2016 when she, completely betrayed us and chose to go with person who she supposedly, uh, the person who's the epitome of everything she supposedly stands against. Um, yeah, Einstein as well, absolutely. Oh my God. Bernie did give Liz the Sanders side eye, and it was beautiful. I was like, is he ever going to stand up for her? To her? Probably not. And it's, as his one of his family members personally told me, Bernie is loyal to a fault. And that's true. He is. And when he puts his hand around her, his hand on her back and things like that, it gives me chills because I'm like, she does not deserve that loyalty. She doesn't deserve it. She's behaving disgustingly for someone who says friend. She went at him several times tonight, and he's. I'm I'm impressed that he can keep his mouth shut as much as he does because let's be honest, whether he says anything, even if it's valid 100%, it doesn't matter. If he says anything, he will be sexist. Period, point blank, done. He's sexist. So, um, oh my God, what is up with all the pervs on my stream tonight? Jesus. I mean, yeah, politics is sexy, I guess. I hope you guys vote. Yeah, Nathan, I was thinking that too. She probably was hoping, that he'd go after her because then she could be like, see, I was right. He did say this in that meeting. And, we all know that was a load of shit. Let me see what else. Oh, so Amy didn't know the president of Mexico. And he's called AMLO, and she didn't know. And, that's kind of a big deal when you're running for president. She was knocked for it, obviously. Then yesterday, I believe it was, she went to an event, a Hispanic event, and she goes, I know about Mexico because in 4th grade Spanish, I chose the name Elena. Austin, I thought about Aleppo too. I swear to freaking gods, I did. I thought about Aleppo as well. But that is pandering caucasity to be like, they used to call me Elena in 4th grade Spanish. Okay, so here's can we just break this down? 4th grade Spanish. 4th grade. Did any of you guys, anyone, have Spanish in elementary school or any other language for that matter? I didn't at all. So can we appreciate that? Can we also appreciate the fact that Amy's in her late 50s, and this would have been literally 40 years ago when most schools didn't have foreign language classes to begin with. Then let's take it a step further and say in Minnesota. So at least make it more believable. It's just so bananas. It's not even feasible. If I cared that much, I'd actually look into it. But 4th grade? Oh my God, Austin, you're reading my mind. That little girl was me. Oh God, what did he say? Wait, maybe I don't want to know. Let's see. Oh my God. Okay, so there was so anyway, I was getting to Amy goes, well, this isn't Jeopardy. That's really dismissive. You could just say, look, I'm on camera 24/7. I had a brain fart. We're human. That was not a good answer at all. So Pete kind of has that face that you just want to, and he has the most sanctimonious look on his face at all times. And there's a lot he said tonight that just made me want to scream. But the one thing he said tonight that really just was, he said, he looks at Bernie and he says, after Bernie's talking about the heart attack and the medical records, he looks at Bernie and he says, we are glad to see you're in fighting shape. Dude, oh my gosh. That's not even condescending. That's just ugly. It's ugly. You're literally wishing him ill by that condescension, if you can call it that. Yeah, Jenna, what's up? I totally said that to Frank. I literally was like, yo, he is seriously trying to sound like Obama, and it's so freaking obvious. Yeah, Warren does code switching, straight up. She's like, Yeah, she brings out the Southern thing. Um, when Pete says we, who's he speaking about? That's a good question. Him and his billionaires, I guess. I think Bernie said he's up to 64. Um, incredible. Yeah, I was kind of glad this was only 2 hours because, um, Wesley, here's the thing. Did Yang sell out? Did he? I mean, or was he just not uh, good to begin with? Because I don't, I mean, I I don't see how you could sell out when you're not like fabulous to begin with. Um, but Yang, I mean, Yang was. Why is Yang too good to be true? He's peddling neolib crap. Oh, Roxanne, don't do it. Just wait until the shows come out tomorrow with um uh like the top greatest hits of the night or something. Um no, it's human-centered capitalism. Not an oxymoron. That makes sense. Totally. Human-centered capitalism. So the fact that he's a CNN correspondent makes total sense because it was incredibly obvious that he was only running to get a name. He got that name, he dropped out. Now he's writing another book. And Yang Gangers are going at Berners horribly and saying that it's our fault and Bernie's fault that Yang dropped because we didn't switch from Bernie to Yang, which would have propelled him to the top, because they deserve that. They're owed the support that Bernie, you know, earned from us for 5 years. And there's a video I posted on Twitter. I want to say 2 or 3 days ago. I'm going to say two. Um, and it's a guy canvassing for Yang literally 2 days ago, a live video. He is still going door to door campaigning for Yang, even though he dropped out. I don't know if he's telling them that he dropped out. But I'm kind of like, that's like delusional. Like, I know people are salty, I know they're sad, I know they're upset, I know they're heartbroken, like I get all that. But you're delusional if you think you can just knock on doors to campaign for someone who's not in the race. I've never heard of such a thing in my life. I don't know. I'm just kind of blown away by that. Um he maybe he's getting $1,000 a month to do it. I don't know. A lot of people are gonna write in Yang, and that's fine because I'll write in Bernie. They can do their own. They can do whatever they like. I wrote in Bernie last time, and I absolutely will not hesitate to do it again. Um, so Saturday is the Nevada caucus. There's already um, Nevada mail-in votes has already started 2 weeks ago, I believe. So there are some votes that already have come in. And then the actual caucus is Saturday. As I said before, if you are already tuning in, they are using an app that has not been tested. Um, So don't be surprised if it's another shit show. Oh, that's what else? So as some of you guys know, um, our campaign went back and did a recanvassing of some of the sites that we found. Some of the precincts that were coming up to Bernie as having discrepancies. So we did a recanvass of those, and with the new recanvassing numbers, Pete is ahead of us by 0.004 of a percent. Literally 0.004 of 1%. Like not even like a quarter of a percent, like 0.004 of a percent. What's that, like 8 votes? But yet Pete has 2 more delegates. With that being said, our campaign has decided to open up an actual recount in certain precincts. What that will do is then pave the way to count to see if the delegates will change. They are thinking it would give us at least 1 more delegate. So I'm glad that we're doing it. I think that it's absolutely bullshit that they wouldn't at the very least get the same amount of delegates. Like 0.004 of 1%. How is that not a fucking tie? I am too, Christina. I'm really glad that they're taking it on, and I hope they do in Vegas too if they need to, because as burners from 2016, no, Las Vegas and California were the 2 biggest fuck ups. Las Vegas and California, those were the 2 biggest fuck ups in the entire election. The way we were treated, the way they cheated. In California, over 2 million votes, literally over 2 million votes sitting in red crates that were never counted. Just absolutely incredible. And thank you for tuning in from Germany. That's amazing. I met several Germans who came to Iowa to help us campaign. It was pretty amazing. So thank you. That's awesome. So before I digressed, I was going to say that Saturday, I will be going to Baltimore. I'm taking a few hour bus there. And I'm going to be meeting up with my friend Justin, who also does a YouTube show. And we are going to do coverage. And Saturday, I'd say maybe like off and on from like, I don't know, maybe 6:00 p.m. Eastern to like 2 Eastern in the morning. Off and on, because we know what's going to go down, and we know that there's going to need to be a lot of coverage off and on that day, because we're going to have a lot of news coming through and updates and things like that. Hey, Alvin. Awesome. Yes, I agree. He did. So yeah, tune in. I would say about 6 p.m. We'll start. I will be putting out a promo. So we'll get an official time. But for sure I'll be covering Saturday. Also, I do have a request. Um, my friend Kate, she's a dear friend. She lives right by me in Pennsylvania. She is pretty much a phone banking queen for Bernie. She's a nurse, and she should be retired, but she's not. And her husband passed away suddenly from a heart attack last week, and he was like the sweetest guy. He was so amazing, and he loves Bernie so much. And he made me laugh. He was awesome. In any case, so she her the obit came out today, and she posted it, and she stated that in lieu of donations or flowers, to donate to Bernie um you know in Tom's name. So if you donate to Bernie tonight, tomorrow, whenever, just please think of Tom when you do it. She's pretty fucking amazing, and so was he. So we just want to show her that, you know, our family is there for her. She's going through a lot right now. So they were married over 35 years. Um, so we definitely want to give her our support. So I will keep you guys updated. Like I said, Saturday night, off and on. Oh, thank you so much, Christina. I will keep you guys updated with times. But thank you so much for tuning in as always. You guys are freaking awesome. I love you so much. Um, you guys are just freaking everything. Oh my God, you guys are gonna make me cry. Oh my God, I'm gonna show her these messages. She's gonna be so happy. Um, that's amazing. She's really gonna be touched about these messages. Um, oh, thank you, just me. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I adore you to pieces, and I will keep you guys updated with my next shows. Thanks so much.